lest the righteous stretch out their hands to do wrong. As the mountains surround Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds his people from this time forth and forevermore. Do good, O Lord, to those who are good, and to those who are upright in their hearts. But those who turn aside to their crooked ways, the Lord will lead away with evildoers. Peace be upon Israel, for the scepter of wickedness shall not rest on the land allotted to the righteous, lest the righteous stretch out their hands to do wrong. As the mountains surround Jerusalem, so the Lord will keep you from all evil. He will keep your life. The sun shall not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. Help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. My help comes.
Hey everybody, Brad here with Big Family Homestead. Hope you're having a blessed day, wherever, whenever you're watching this video. Yeah, you see this? You see this garden? This, grown at your own home, may very soon be illegal. And I'm not talking about HOA stuff. I'm not simply talking about zoning stuff. I'm talking about real live laws, agendas, backroom deals that are being put into place and set into motion that will make it so that you can't do this at your apartment, your home, you're anywhere unless it's A-okayed by the powers that be. Christa's going to be here with me in a second. We will be live. So if you're impatient like me and you're watching this replay, you might want to just skip in 5 minutes or so. That way you're not getting irritated and waiting for us, because truthfully, we're chatting with some of the live participants. And if you are a live participant, add your 2 cents. Talk about what's important. Put it in the comment section below. The more vocal we get, the less control they're going to be able to push on us, because at least we'll be informed. So while we're waiting just another couple minutes, check out this garden that we've been growing in central Wisconsin, and it's finally, just now, finally coming into fruition. We've got all kinds of tomatoes, we've got squashes, we've got cucumbers coming out of our ears, and I don't mean literally. That would be odd and not attractive. But a lot is going on. A lot of laws are being changed, and you need to know about it. You absolutely need to know about it so that you can push back, so you can be vocal and push against the people that are our lawmakers, so they can knock this crud off. Or else, frankly, well, you might not have a choice. You might not have a chance. You may not even be able to produce for yourself, even though it's cheaper, better, healthier, less chemicals, less big business in your world. I want that. I hope you want that. So here we go, just a little bit, and we will be live. Well, good evening, everybody. Brad here
And Christa.
with Big Family Homestead.
Yeah.
Welcome to Saturday.
It is Saturday, isn't it?
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it is.
When you get a little bit older, the days kind of just start to blur together, and what you used to have as a weekend is kind of just one big smushy Friday, Saturday. Big old squishy. Am I wrong?
No, you're not. It's just funny. The big squishy.
Big old squishy. Hope you're having a blessed day, guys. We do have a very serious topic tonight. Here's the thing, though. I gotta say, we are going to discuss the logistics and the who's it's and what's it's and all the stuff that's going on with, frankly, more and more control. And more control over the food you eat, what you're allowed to do. And I don't even like using that term, what you're allowed to do. But that's exactly what it is.
That just makes my blood boil, honestly.
I can only think of that scene in Braveheart. Well, actually, the entire movie.
Sure.
Okay. No.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
But more and more controls are being put on the food that you're allowed to eat, the food that you're allowed to produce on your own property. Yeah, you heard that right. Yeah. On your own property, taxes and different permits that you're going to have to get to grow your own food on your own property. I don't know if anybody's told you this, but how many of you guys are aware that you don't really own property in the United States anymore?
Yeah, no, you don't.
Let's
Haven't
start
for
there.
years.
We are going to get to the solutions. I promise you we're going to talk solutions since this is a live stream. Please chime in, add your 2 cents. And if we get loud enough, long enough, and we squawk enough and call the right people out and hold their feet to the fire, you'll see there will be victories. And we can push back.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, isn't it great that you have to have a permit and a tax for everything, and now it's going to be allowing you to just, grow what is approved on your own property. What's the matter, honey? What's the matter, honey?
This particular topic makes me glitch. So, yeah, no, it's for food you produce for your own personal consumption.
Yeah?
Yeah. Or even giving it away or anything that is self-sufficient.
Well, so here's the point. Here's an article. I'm going to skim this article. Okay. I started today, I was thinking about all these different gardens that are popping up, and then the government regulations, and then the victory gardens, and then how the federal government actually did, or why don't you own your own properties, says Jeff Kelly. Well, let me answer that, Jeff. Good question. You're right. I did not finish the thought.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. Let's say that you are lucky enough to get a good job and you save up enough money to get a down payment, even with inflation and deflation and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
But you get enough money saved up and you go get a mortgage from a bank, and the bank pays off that property. And technically, they own that property until you make that very last payment, right?
Yep.
You paid it off. Boom. Let's say it took you 25, 30 years to pay that property off. Boom, it's yours, right? Well, kinda. Because you got to keep paying taxes on it year after year. And normally you would think, well, all right, well, if I skip and maybe I just have a hard time, maybe I lose a job, maybe I lose a loved one, and I can't pay my taxes, they'll just let me stay in my property. No,
they'll take it.
No. Yeah.
And they'll sell it for
tax
arrears. The tax that you have owed, and you'll be left with nothing.
So that's basically not owning your own property. That's called renting. Because if you paid it off and you, air quotes, own it,
right,
and then you can't pay your taxes for whatever reason, well, they take that property away from you, don't they? That's not ownership. Mm-mm. That's renting.
Right.
And I don't like saying that.
No, it infuriates me when it, because we have seen that happen on a few occasions around us, not us in particular, but folks around us it has happened to. So. Yep,
we know people that it's happened to. Mm-hmm. So here's the scoop then. If all of these controls keep getting put on us and more on us and more on us, and the more government that grows like this monster with all these tentacles, it never gives power back willingly.
No.
You ever notice that?
Yeah, no, they don't. No.
Because bureaucrats have to justify
their job.
And so therefore
and
more
salary.
Controls makes it a lot easier to justify their job. There's more paperwork that's got to get pushed around.
Oh, sure. So they need another position for pushing that paperwork around.
It just goes on and on and on.
It's never ending.
And now there is an actual federal, is it it's not an agency, but they've established not a licensure department, but they want you to register your gardens with the federal government and local and county governments and different places, different states, different rules.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they want to know what you're growing and why.
And they're using it under the guise of well, here's one in particular that I found today.
You bring in the receipts?
I did bring the receipts from the Wisconsin what is it? It's the DNR, which is the Department of Natural Resources. Okay. And it's from the Wisconsin Extension Office out of Madison. Okay. They want to keep track of how many, so quote, rain gardens or other green practices that you do to determine how much of an impact they have on communities as a whole.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. What I do on my property is none of your flippin' business.
However, I'm seeing a couple comments that need to be highlighted. And gentlemen and ladies, please add your comments because this chat is recorded along with the actual video and people will be able to see and read along and go, wow, yeah, that does make sense. PJJ, I guess.
Yep, looks like
we left the monarchy to get away from serfdom. Yet, here we are again. You know what? I think, I'm kind of feeling that's
kind of where we're at.
Yeah. And then Tactus Squirrel. I like that.
That's a great name.
Registration leads to confiscation.
That's exactly right.
I think, wait. Hammer meet nail.
Yes.
Nail meet hammer.
That was exactly the whole point of
this
us
video.
Talking about this is because while they put it under the cloak of this is so that we can,
we're trying to
see what kind of impact it's having on the community. No, it's so that when you grow your garden or your rain gardens, we can come take it.
Ladies and gents, you know there are states that you are not legally allowed to harvest rain.
Who owns that rain, folks?
Thank you.
Who owns it?
Thank you.
Not the government.
How dare you harvest the king's rain?
Give me a break.
Think about that for a second.
I know.
And it's all in the name of we're smarter than you and we will manage your life better than you can.
Nope, sorry.
So if you had, let's just say that you had 200 acres, central Wisconsin, maybe there's a bunch of deer on there, and you're not going to go crazy harvesting 100 deer off there, but let's say that you wanted to shoot a deer or two and use that meat for your family and maybe a barbecue or whatever. No. You're still supposed to buy deer tags. Why? Can somebody tell me why?
Those are the king's deer.
However, if it really is a question of, for the benefit of everyone, we need to make sure that these populations, they don't get too low or too high. If that's the case, I'll tell you what I shot, and you can write it down in your little spreadsheet. But no, there's got to be a tax involved.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, Stacy, the water, where it's illegal to harvest water, rainwater is in Colorado. So last I heard, anyway.
I heard
in Wyoming, we aren't allowed to harvest rain in barrels. Oh, that went in Maryland. Okay. Yeah. Heather at Going Batty, they used to live in Maryland. Yeah. They weren't allowed to do it there either.
So yeah, you're not allowed to collect the rain that the government did not provide to you, nor has control over. Well, they do have a little control over where it rains
lately,
and where. That's a different video.
That's a whole lot more.
Pay no attention to what's going on behind my back.
Oh,
Just
sure.
Look at the shiny bauble.
I just have to say one thing, though, just to kind of distract.
Do you?
P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way,
Yeah.
Sydney. That's all I got to say.
Now she can be over it.
Now I can be over it.
Yeah. So you're not allowed to take and use the rain that God, the Almighty Creator of all things, you remember, you may have heard of him. Sure. Yeah. God.
He's kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Big in Japan, I'm told. That's a joke. I'll explain it. But yeah, you're not allowed to collect the water that God blessed your family with. Mm-hmm. No. That's the king's water. Don't touch the king's water.
Oh, yes. It is the king's water, but not the king who is claiming it.
Yeah.
The Almighty King.
Yeah. So,
sorry, scornful sinner. I had a thing that, I was talking to Monica. So.
Yeah. So, the joke, big in Japan, like when I was playing in bands and stuff, if you wanted to sound like you were cool in front of your other bands, like friends, like other bands, you would say something that no one could disprove. Like, yeah, well, our band, we just released an EP and we're really super big in Japan. And because no one could know if you were or not. You'd be like, yeah, it's doing really great on Japanese charts. And so if you're big in Japan, no one can prove it or disprove it.
No.
So why don't you read a couple comments, Mom, before my head explodes?
Right. Phoebe says, but Brad, the government thinks it is God. Oh, boy, yeah. So according to them, it's theirs. Yep. But it's not.
It's not.
Right. Okay, Kelly has a question. I have a question, Brad. My ex-brother and sister-in-law live in Lubbock, Texas. And have property in Angel Fire, New Mexico, where they have been building a vacation home. What do you think will happen to it?
Well, that's kind of open-ended.
I'm not exactly sure
what your question
wondering
fully is.
Yeah, right.
So, there's a dog.
Hi, Daisy.
There's Daisy.
Hi, Daisy.
Daisy says she'll drink all the water and she'll redistribute it.
Yeah, come here. Come on, come on up here.
No.
There, she's got to say hi. Can you say hi to everybody? Say hi to everybody. Okay, now get down.
You did it.
I know. Get down. Go on. Good girl. Go lay down.
It's okay. We're not doing a live stream or anything. It's all good, Mom. It's good. See those eyebrows of stop here?
Right.
Point being, guys, it's not the government's resource to say what you can and cannot do with what is on your property. Right. And furthermore, it should be your property.
Right.
Yes. Here's an article that I just downloaded earlier today. It says, believe it or not, it may be illegal to grow your own food. This is on a website called Sustainable America. And I'm going to paraphrase it. You can look it up if you want. That's the title of the article. It's written by, can you read that? It's blue. Amy
Liebrock.
Okay.
Liebrock.
Bottom line is this family had a means of providing for themselves, and they started growing more and more food in a very small place, urban area. Then it was doing so great. I think it was like 2,000 square feet, nothing big.
Right.
Then they put up a hoop house, which many of you guys know what a hoop house is. No big deal.
Right.
And all of a sudden, now it's an eyesore and you can't have it. And there would have been $50 a day fines for providing for themselves and sharing with their neighbors. So no, we can't have that.
Can't have that. No, can't have that.
Cannot have that.
No,
So they were forced to take it down.
That's insane.
And it's more and more and more, ladies and gents, that they're putting into position systems that will force you, like that, to be under control. Meaning, you may say, well, forget that. I'm not going to obey them. Well, then all of a sudden you'll get a bill in the mail for $50 a day.
Yeah.
And the people writing the bill won't know or care who you are.
Oh, no, they don't care. They just want their money.
So they don't even care. They might not even know that. They might just be a pencil pusher going, hey, so-and-so, Jim Smith, well, he owes $1,500 or else they're going to send somebody to tear down this, what is a hoop house? I don't even know what a hoop house is. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I see what you're saying. And it's the upper-ups make these, quote, laws that the underlings have to enforce.
That's us.
Yeah, and a lot of the underlings don't agree with these laws that have been created. You were talking about this. We were talking about this with a friend of ours. The brush
Go ahead.
permit.
Yeah, tell the story.
So a friend of ours, he's working for a contractor, and he went to go and dump the brush that they had cut.
Just organic material.
Yeah, tree limbs and leaves and nonsense like that, right? Oh no, you can't dump that here. You're not a resident.
Well, a street sweeper guy.
A street sweeper, a nobody in the hierarchy of the city, right? Said you can't dump that here because you're not a resident. Well, what do you mean I'm not a resident? I'm dumping this for a resident. Well, you're not a resident, so you have to get a permit.
But I'm hired by a resident.
Hired by the resident to dump this, so it's the resident's brush. I'm not coming from another town. So nope, street sweeper's like, nope, sorry, can't do it. You got to go to City Hall and get a permit for $250.
Mm-hmm.
And he was asking the police department, about this permit, and they're like, a $250 permit? But then to dump organic material, but to dump concrete was free.
And they gave him an amazing amount of runaround. He ended up bumping into a police officer who said, I have no idea what is wrong with these people. Right. But here's another part of this. The overuse of bureaucracy is what got a lot of different countries in a lot of different trouble, say right around 1930-ish and 32 and 34. Because a lot of people were just going, I don't know. These people are just supposed to get on that train. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to stand here and make sure those people get on that train. Where they go is none of my business.
I was just told to put these people on the train.
Do you see the point?
I don't know where it's going.
Now, am I trying to make a connection from a garden to that? No, but I'm saying that's the slippery slope that you get on when people just don't care what's on the other side of what you're doing. If you just don't give a rip, eventually politicians will take more advantage of you, more and more and more.
Right.
And if you don't push back, what was this big of a jump last time will be this big of a jump next time.
Yeah.
And so while it seems like, it's not that big of a deal for to register your garden, okay, fine. Then is the next step taxation? Is that the next step? Oh, well, now that we've got your garden registered, you know what we're going to do? We're going to send you a bunch of free seeds. We just need you to go ahead and pay a $5 environmental impact fee every year. Sound about right? Sound about like what would be next?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
And then, since you're registered and you're already in our system, don't worry about the first year. We'll waive the first year. Then the second year, what'll come around?
Oh, it'll double.
It'll be like, yeah, well, it looks like we're gonna have to really, really work together for the children, because they always use the children.
Oh,
Somehow
sure.
they always use the children.
Sure, we have to do this for the children.
Got to use the children.
Right.
And for the sake of the children, you can only grow squash, or else there's going to be an environmental impact fee of $30. You see how I'm only saying this stuff because we've all seen it. Mm-hmm. We've all seen it with trash pickup, or how about how much, do you guys ever look at how much taxes you pay on gasoline?
Or your electric bill?
Cell phone bill.
Oh.
Somebody please look at your cell phone bill.
Yeah. Look at the details on your cell phone bill. Where's the money that you're paying? Where's it going? Or your electric bill? Or your water bill? Where is it going? Are you just paying for water?
Where's all that money go?
Yeah. I mean, generally, if you're paying for water, then you are also paying for sewer. Oh, which is...
That's insane.
I remember when we paid for a water bill and sewer bill, the sewer bill was 3 times as much as the water bill.
And then there's like different reclamation fees, which they're already charging.
Sure.
They're already charging you for.
Yeah.
So Annie A is asking, what is guerrilla gardening?
I can answer that.
And it's not, it is, but it's not like a gorilla like, no. Primate.
No.
It's not. It's like gorilla like G-U, as in, G-E-U?
G-U-E.
See, I went to public school. What are you going to do?
So did I.
She can spell and I can't. So what are you going to do? So it's not gorilla primate. It's
guerrilla warfare type gardening.
But sneaky.
But guerrilla gardening is actually illegal because you're gardening on someone else's property. That's the meaning of guerrilla gardening.
What is not illegal? You know?
Right, exactly.
What is not?
Now, granted, do you have permission to garden on that person's property? And then they say, oh, no, you can't garden here. This is my property. And then you've done all of this work on this person's property.
That's your own fault for not getting permission.
Well, no, if you did get permission and then the owner of the land changed their mind.
Well, that's different.
Then they're just,
Then that's called an opportunist.
Yeah.
Sure, come on in.
Right. But that's guerrilla gardening, and that is illegal. So.
Yeah, that would be like if you had a big chunk of land butting up to your property, and you didn't ask, and you went and just planted a bunch of stuff, and you didn't say anything, and then you go to harvest it, and they're like, hey, who the heck are you? What are you doing here?
I just had a funny thought.
What?
Go and plant a bunch of stuff.
Oh, it's not mine. I don't know what
I don't know what you're talking about. This isn't mine. This is just grew naturally.
Actually, you know what's really funny?
And sneak in at night. And
okay, this is separate topic, but it has to do with growing things anyway. So this is kind of funny. I knew a guy who his parents had a large dairy farm in northern Indiana, and they actually had to have the FBI come out every year because kids and people would sneak into their cornfields at night, and they would plant plants all over the place. And it got to be that those illegal plants got so big that the combines wouldn't combine them.
They wouldn't cut through it.
They couldn't cut through it. So they actually had to have the FBI come out every year, and they would make a gigantic bonfire, he said.
Yeah.
That was seen for miles and miles and miles and cost several millions of dollars. Not me.
I'm teasing. I'm totally teasing. The people around this place in Indiana would do that.
They would.
Yeah, it's medicinal, right?
Well, and actually, that would be considered guerrilla gardening.
Yeah.
Because they didn't ask them. They just went and did it.
They just went and did it. Right.
It was a side thing that it was completely illegal, but
oh boy.
So, oh gosh, yeah. So here's the thing, guys. Now, okay, I did say that I wanted to talk about solutions because just to talk about the problem, whatever, the problems are the problems. But if we just sit and gripe about it, where's that going to get anybody?
Yeah, exactly. We've got to do something about it.
So first things first, call a spade a spade. Mm-hmm. If you see bologna sausage, call it bologna sausage. Don't call it prime rib.
No.
If somebody's trying to shove a bologna sausage at you and go, look at this. This is the best thing ever.
This is the best prime rib ever. but it's
No,
not.
you'd be like, no, thank you. Bologna sausage. Are you picking up what I'm putting down, people? You're picking it up.
I'm picking it
Call
up.
a spade as a spade. Do not let somebody go, well, it's a really great reason why we should tax you for the rain that's falling out of the sky. And that was Karen's husband. Karen's over in the corner going, I need to speak with your manager. How about that? First of all, call out stupid for what it is.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying make fun of people. I'm just saying, excuse me, that doesn't seem to make sense to me because how did you guys pay for that rain that's falling down from the cloud you didn't create? Yeah. And why should I pay for that? Yeah. Right? First things first, call bologna sausage for what it is. It's bologna sausage.
It's bologna sausage.
Then you need to assign credit where credit is due. You need to talk to the people who are your leaders and get them not to hang up the phone on you like they did with me 20 times last week. You need to get them to say, I endorse this or I don't endorse this. And then you tell everybody,
right?
Such and such politician is absolutely excited about taxing you for rainwater.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Or if not, you say, you know what? Can you believe that such and such politician, they don't want you to have to pay a tax for rainwater. And one of two things is going to happen. Either the heads are going to explode and go, wait, we're taxed for rainwater? Or, what? That's great.
Okay, hold on.
You got a comment?
Yes. Speaking of taxing water runoff,
go ahead.
Jeff Kelly, he says he's from Wisconsin, right?
Right.
I am taxed for the rain. The DNR calls it a storm water runoff fee.
Yeah.
It ain't their water.
It ain't their water. Yeah.
Okay.
Drives me nuts.
The whole... I'm trying to tenor my words, but I'm not sure if I can.
So
I might just
call out bologna sausage for bologna sausage.
If the DNR...
Name names.
The
you
DNR,
gotta name names.
Department of Natural Resources, that is not theirs at all.
Right.
They are not in control of my water that lands on my property.
Yes. So, bologna sausage, check.
You also have to ask them permission. The DNR, you have to ask them permission to make a pond and dig a hole. Excuse me?
Yes, baking powder. So, phase one.
Excuse me? Sorry.
Call out bologna sausage.
Don't call it out?
No. Call out bologna sausage.
He's glitching.
No, I'm trying to keep this. It's like, oh, there we go. And we're gone. That ship has sailed. It's gone. Bye-bye then. Have fun. Don't go to Maui. No, I wouldn't do that. Gonna wait for some insurance companies to sort that stuff out. Don't worry. Biden's on it. He's got you covered.
Oh, only if money is sent somewhere else. Then they're on it.
Did you hear about that? Without getting too deep into it, there's one side of the aisle that's saying, well, we're not really going to go ahead and endorse relief funds to go to Maui unless we send more money to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Saw that today. Isn't that lovely?
And I think that the political party, well, their name rhymes with Democrat, so you can kind of figure that one out on your own there. So just Google it.
They don't want to send...
They don't want you to
emergency funds to Maui and Florida because of the disasters that have just recently happened.
Unless you tie money
unless you send like 40-some billion over to Ukraine.
Yeah, that sounds great, doesn't it?
Seriously?
These are the people you voted for, folks, or didn't. So this works too. call out bologna sausage like we just did.
Yes.
Then hold
I'm
their
really-
feet to the fire.
Yes.
You have to say their names. You have to say this person is holding back funding from the Americans who had loss of life and family and kids and have nowhere to live. They're holding this back so that we can go ahead and fund a war that we have no business being involved in.
Exactly. And that particular senator, their first name was Tammy, and I honestly can't
Rhymes with Tammy.
Rhymes with Tammy, and can't think of their last name, but from a state that rhymes with Illinois.
Yeah, it was in Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody there,
Yeah.
and they really like bologna sausage. It's one of their favorite things.
Sure.
They don't eat it. They just want you to
No,
have
they just
it.
want you to have it. They'll eat the prime rib.
Yeah, prime rib.
Yeah.
Yep. So call them out and then tell everyone and refuse to allow people to tell you that's ridiculous. Have your facts. Have your facts. Oh, yeah? Check it out. It says so right here at blah, 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 blah.
Right.
The other day, I was at a fair in central Wisconsin, and this person who was at a political table who rhymes with Democrat, I just asked him, and honestly, I wasn't trying to pick a fight. I promise I was not trying to pick a fight. I just said, you know, our current commander in chief, I'm a huge fan of the country, but it seems like he's glitching a lot. And do you really think that he's the right guy for the job if he can't perform the basic functions? It was a simple, not confrontive. I just said, would you vote for the guy if you knew he had medical issues and he really shouldn't, you know, health-wise be doing it? Would you vote for him? Yes. I said, you're telling me that you would knowingly vote for somebody that would cause harm to the office of the presidency, the Constitution, and the country, and they said yes.
Then you're the problem.
You're part of the problem.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
So you've got to call it out. You've got to call them out nicely, but don't let them off the hook. And then you make sure that everybody remembers what they voted for. I know.
I don't know if you see this comment that Barry made.
I didn't see it.
By the way, an organization rhymes with BlackRock.
Yeah, rhymes with. It's
rhymes
not
with.
the real.
Is buying an island that rhymes with Maui. Fire sale.
That's disgusting.
That
if that's accurate,
if that is accurate, that
that's
is
disgusting.
infuriating, and it is disgusting.
I haven't seen it, so I'm just assuming that Barry's telling you something that Barry's seen, but I don't.
I don't know either, but
I'm hoping that's not true.
PJJ said, when I got my real estate license in 78, I was told only Hawaiian blood could own island property. Only fee simple, which is a long-term lease. When did that change?
Well, I can say, PJJ, if you think like a nasty wasty skunk, they probably don't own the property. It's probably put into some long-term trust or something like that.
Yeah.
That's owned by something that is
controlled
owned
by them.
somebody that it doesn't matter. I mean, really, honestly, if you have a trust and you control property, then why does it matter if you own it or not?
Right.
If you can re-up some kind of a legal document that every 100 years you just got to file some more paperwork and here we go. What do you care if you own it?
Right.
So ladies and gents, let's bring it right back to the beginning. The very first thing I would do is start gardening.
Yes.
Make them have to call you out and then you just reverse it on them.
Right.
Bologna sausage, call it out, name names, and you know what? How can they have a bunch of little old lady grandmothers on TV saying This politician won't let me even feed myself and my grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
You got to flip the tables on them, people. You got to flip the tables on them. Bologna sausage, yeah, just me.
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies and gents, it's up to you. There's 320 folks here right now. That's 320 folks with 320 voices. I know a lot of you have your own YouTube channels. Oh, you know what? Before we go, let's do that. Hey, if you have a YouTube channel, say it. I have a YouTube channel, and my YouTube channel is about blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Do it. Shameless plug
plugs
city.
right now.
Absolutely. If you've got a YouTube channel, say it. And hopefully a lot of other people will see it and go, hey, I wonder what Barry's YouTube channel might be about. I wonder what Wyoming Homesteader's YouTube channel might be about. I wonder. I'll bet it's about high global finance.
I bet.
Probably not.
I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. But Monica Sherman, if you've got a YouTube channel that is yours, there you go. So, ladies, you know what? The echo's back. They popped an ad in. I'll bet you anything. Did an ad just go in, guys?
We turned that off.
We intentionally turned it off.
Right.
We just got to call it. You guys have. I'll try and figure it out.
I'm going to answer one more question since I don't think my mic is echoing. But atomic frijoles, which are atomic beans. Yes. Question on gardening. Are those corrugated steel raised garden beds boxes any good? Honestly, I wouldn't waste your money. Just get some 2x8s or 2x12s. Don't get the pressure treated and build them that way. Honestly, if you know somebody who actually mills their own wood, have them make you some, because that's going to be a lot cheaper. No ad. YouTube says yes.
YouTube says yes.
YouTube says yes.
I'll bet they did. Well, ladies and gents, thank you for hanging out with us. But if this thing's ever going to turn around, it honestly and truthfully has to be by people that are upset enough where they'll actually start talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh, the echo went away?
It's fine now. Okay.
I didn't touch a thing.
No, we didn't.
My shameless plug is for BP Devo.
Funny.
I wonder what BP Devo is.
Right. Going back to the raised bed part. Yeah, it's right here, babe.
Can I see that for a second while you talk?
So going back to the raised bed thing, use what you have. If you've got some old tubs, if you've got some old containers, whatever, drill some holes in the bottom, use those. Don't spend a ton of money on metal.
Oh, hello there.
Is this BP Devo the one and only?
It is, in fact. How amazing. I'm looking at you on the phone talking to me.
And he's hearing himself talking.
Why don't you briefly, because I know brevity is not your thing, Pastor Tyler Woods. No. Love him.
Yes.
He's not generally brief. But because he's got to get 3 points in, and he doesn't feel good if you don't have a 3-point sermon. But if you had to talk about your channel real quickly, what channel would you plug, sir?
BP Devo. We have a Bible study every Monday through Thursday, except for Fridays when I'm with you.
That's right.
Yep.
So it is BP Devo on YouTube. And what time?
9:30 every morning.
There you go.
Well, not every morning, Monday through Thursday.
So there you go. Check it out. It's Double Dog Dare. Have a great night, sir.
Hey, thanks. Bye.
I love Tyler Woods. He's a good dude.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. So
yeah, use what you have. Don't go and spend a bunch of money on stuff that you don't need. Use what you got. So. But definitely, I would definitely use raised beds. And then if you do have, things, line the bottom with twigs and leaves and grass and things like that. Don't fill up this much with dirt. It's stupid expensive. Who are you calling now?
Ghostbusters?
Oh, for goodness sake.
If he picks up, this guy's generally pretty
Who knows?
busy.
Who knows?
Hold on, let's see.
Yeah, just use what you got. Cardboard down there. Just fill it with a bunch of stuff and then a little bit of dirt, some manure. That kind of. Nope.
He's not there.
Nope.
I was looking for another channel.
Yep. Not happening.
So, anyway, are you? We've switched from. Okay.
Yeah. So there we go.
Why didn't you?
All right, guys.
You guys you can answer questions.
If you guys are interested in a Bible devotion, a Bible study every morning at 8:30 a.m. Central, Brad does a Bible study on WYSIWYG Ministries. And it's awesome. They just talk about the Bible, what's there, not denominational stuff. They just talk about what's in the Scripture. So
Monday through Friday, just like Pastor Woods. He actually comes on right after I do.
Yep.
So it's 8:30 Central, and we don't get into fights about it. We just literally look at what's in the Word and then talk about that.
Yep.
So anyway, guys, we're gonna get off the YouTube Google machine here because we've been out and about, and we've got a fun show for you tomorrow night. We're gonna be on same time.
Yep.
Unless something weird happens, but we've been out riding trains.
Yep.
And that ain't no joke. It's not a euphemism.
Nope. It was fun. It was lots of fun.
And we will share it with you.
Yep.
You guys have an awesome evening, and we'll see you back tomorrow night. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. Let the sea roar and all that fills it, the world and those who dwell in it. Let the rivers clap their hands, let the hills sing for joy, together before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth. Make a joyful noise to the Lord. All the earth break forth into joyous song and sing praises. Let the sea roar and all that fills it, the world and those who dwell in it. Let the rivers clap their hands, let the hills sing for joy, together before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God, the salvation of our God. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God, the salvation of our God. Let the sea roar and all that fills it, the world and those who dwell in it. Let the rivers clap their hands, let the hills sing for joy, together before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth. roar, and all that fills it. The world and those who dwell in it. Let the rivers clap their hands, let the hills sing for joy. Together before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth.